Let's face it, the biggest news possibly ever in the video game industry is the fact that Microsoft is buying Activision. Now, we know that Microsoft is buying Activision, and now we have a response from Phil Spencer in direct regards to Call of Duty being on the PlayStation platform. Now, the interesting fact to this is people took different meanings to the words that Phil Spencer said. Now, for me, I'm going to explain how I think about it. And the funny thing is, we did Crossfire a day early on Mooch's channel yesterday, and a lot of people, you know, depending on who was talking about it, had a different kind of theory on what it means. At the end of the day, I feel like Sony and Microsoft are both out there trying to compete, but they have this kind of live and let live situation, right? And I know a lot of people are a little bit upset by the idea that Microsoft is buying these big kind of studios, and not just studios, but they're buying publishers, which is different than buying studios. But big games like Call of Duty, which are traditionally have always pretty much been multiplat, it really kind of makes you think, and it really kind of understands how fragile the gaming industry is, just like the movie industry and the music industry, right? Like, I feel like people underestimate the fact that the gaming industry needs a megaton juggernaut like Call of Duty to continue to be that whale of a sail, so to speak, to keep the industry fat and healthy. Like, people don't understand that. But I will get into this. It's going to be an interesting topic. A lot of people are talking about it. In fact, everybody is talking about it. But I might have some more interesting takes than some of those losers. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm the Crap Gamer, and of course, this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll maybe notice some changes around here, but hopefully that doesn't stop you from giving us a like, and maybe even possibly consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means the world to me. Things are changing around here. We're trying our best to kind of get everybody excited and get people amped up about the future here. And, you know, really all it takes is a like from you guys. I mean, you can subscribe if you want. But the main thing is if you could just give us a like, because that's going to really propel the channel and get us to where we need to be and where we want to be, get us seen a little bit more and things like that, because without you guys, it's not possible. Now, I do daily content. You guys have probably noticed if you're a new subscriber or whatever, but I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. Now, when it comes to what Phil Spencer is doing here, it's very interesting because he says, had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship. So I'm going to get into this a little bit more in a second here, but it's a very interesting topic. Following Microsoft's surprise announcements that they were buying Activision Blizzard, pretty much everybody has wanted, needed, and demanded to know, what does this mean for Call of Duty? Obviously, Call of Duty is the crown jewel of Activision Blizzard, a company Microsoft just paid nearly $70 billion for. So it would make sense for them to want to lock it down. With that being said, Call of Duty is such a monster franchise that cutting competitors like PlayStation out of the loop would mean leaving billions of dollars on the table. Do they really want to do that? It seems like the answer to the question right now is no, at least for right now. Xbox and future Activision Blizzard boss Phil Spencer just took to Twitter yesterday and said he had some good calls with PlayStation leadership this week, and they plan to honor existing agreements and have a desire to keep PlayStation abreast with everything that's happening with Call of Duty and keeping it on there. Now, the interesting thing is, as I read that, some interesting wording there, as Phil Spencer said he wants to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation, but which Call of Duties would that be? Obviously, there's multiple iterations. Warzone, the core games. We know that PlayStation has some kind of a semi-exclusivity deal with Activision that ensures they get some content early, which is probably one of the existing agreements Microsoft is talking about. As long as it stands, it would probably be difficult for Microsoft legally to make Call of Duty exclusive. And what happens after that agreement expires, we'll have to wait and see. The fact is, Microsoft didn't buy Activision Blizzard to become the new Activision Blizzard. They don't want to be a big third-party publisher, apparently. They're focused on Xbox Game Pass and the changes that it will bring to the industry. Whatever helps Game Pass grow will eventually be on the table. But for right now, it seems PlayStation owners don't really have much to worry about just yet, as the sale of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft was largely put into motion when California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing filed a suit against the former company alleging widespread gender-based discrimination and sexual harassment at the Call of Duty publisher. So anyway, like I said, a lot of people are jumping on the word desire, right? That's what I see a lot of people. Now, for me, you might want my take. I think I'm going to get into that in a second. But you have a lot of people go, oh, this means that, they'll keep Call of Duty on there as long as, whatever the deals are. Some people think 2023, 2024, 2025, something like that. There's rumors that they signed a 5-year deal in 2020, which would make it 2025. Clearly, Warzone's going to stay on there. Phil Spencer is already 100% committed to that, saying that they won't remove the communities on there. Warzone is such a big thing in and of itself anyway. It's like the number 1 played thing on Xbox and PlayStation, and there's crossplay involved there. So you take away Warzone on PlayStation, you take away a big part of Warzone on Xbox, and I'm just being honest about this. Now, when it comes to the core games, there's a lot of questions to be asked. If you're a hardcore Xbox fan, and I am a hardcore Xbox fan, but a lot of these other hardcore Xbox fans have that in their heads that if you put Call of Duty exclusively on Xbox and PC or whatever, that all of a sudden all the people that play Call of Duty on PlayStation are just going to drop PlayStation and pick up an Xbox. And it just really doesn't work that way. And the fact of the matter is, I know a lot of Call of Duty players, and most people that I know don't even know anything about this deal. So, let's just say that in 2024, Call of Duty was exclusive, the main core games, to Xbox. A good chunk of people would just be going to their store to pick up the annual Call of Duty and wouldn't know what happened. I mean, believe it or not, there's gamers out there, and if you think that Twitter and the people that go to these sites are the majority, you'd be dead wrong. It's actually the minority. So what happens is we have these people that don't know anything about this. They would be pretty ticked off at Phil. And what Phil has said here, and what he said very quickly, is very reminiscent of what happened with Minecraft. And what happened with Minecraft was he got on the phone right away with Sony, said, we're not going to pull Minecraft, we're going to keep it on there. And a lot of people want to point to the deal with Bethesda, which is a different animal. Bethesda Games doesn't have a game that was selling 25-30 million copies per year, right? You can still put Call of Duty in Game Pass day one, and that's going to be great, and that's going to draw people to play the game on Xbox. That's great. But you know what? You're still going to have millions upon millions of people who are going to buy that game at $80 or whatever it is on PlayStation. And I'm not sure why people would think that it's such a great idea to cut that out. Look, like I was saying earlier, the gaming industry needs these juggernaut franchises like this to do well, right? Call of Duty helps the bottom line of video games. And I know some people don't want to believe that, or they don't understand how this stuff works, but this is 100% needed. You need these huge selling, great selling games. Like, imagine where the movie theater industry right now would be, right? Would be dead on arrival right now if it weren't for, the hope that the new Spider-Man Marvel Sony movie just made, right? 1.5 billion, 1.6 billion, whatever it was. People were ready to cast aside movie theaters and say movie theaters were dead. Now, I think that proves otherwise. But when it comes to this, you need Call of Duty out there selling that 20-30 million copies a year. It's always in the top one. Sometimes the previous years is in the top two for the next year's sales as well. So you need that. Call of Duty, and a lot of people go, oh, well, then they'll put Game Pass on PlayStation. I don't ever foresee that happening, because it would be a direct competition what they're trying to do with their own Spartacus deal. The other thing would be, it would really kill third-party sales on the games that are in there. And the last thing would be, I think, at the end of the day, that would almost kill competition, because you would just need a PlayStation and you'd be able to play all the Xbox exclusives and all the PlayStation exclusives and all the multiplats. So I don't really see that happening. Minecraft and other games are on PlayStation, Fallout 76. There's other games on PlayStation without Game Pass. One account ties you to all those games, and I just don't see PlayStation allowing that to happen, and they don't have to. People are like, well, Sony better give them something. Maybe they'll let them have Spider-Man on Xbox. That's not exactly how this works. I mean, The deal, people think that Sony would have to do something extraordinary to get Call of Duty on their platform, and that's not the case. All they have to do is the same thing they've always done, right? Just basically, bottom line is billions of dollars every year goes to Call of Duty thanks to PlayStation gamers who buy the game, buy the microtransactions, and support the game. That's all they need to do is continue to do that. Like, I don't know why it's such a crazy kind of thing. Like, look, so Microsoft gives Nintendo games and characters and all this stuff, and Nintendo gives Xbox nothing. Like, it doesn't have to be. It's a business first and foremost. And when you have a game as big as Call of Duty, I put that up there in the Minecraft stratosphere with how many monthly active users it has and how many copies it sells combined. I mean, every year that thing's selling 20, 30 million copies, you know. So yeah, I personally think that it's going to stay, on PlayStation, because otherwise you're almost competing against yourself in the FPS genre, right? You've only got so many Xboxes out there. Clearly, I know on like the PC side as well, like PC seems pretty set in their ways with the games that they play. So you would have big Halo, big Call of Duty, and only so many boxes out there that are going to be able to play this, and you'd be forced even more so to do crossplay. And I'm just saying it would really kill the game. And plus, you would have Call of Duty, the perennial #1 NPD every single year, not be that #1 anymore, and you're possibly even falling out of the top 10. There's going to be some kind of vacuum there. It's not going to be good for the industry. So I hope that I made my point, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Let me know what you think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap gamer out.